Salutations. Salutations, salutations, salutations. Let's talk about this crazy rapper. Or the crazy people that may tend to follow this crazy rapper. Because it's being alleged that there's this new drill rapper, G Reaper, who's claiming that he got more bodies than all the rappers put together. If that be true, that's a bad dude. That's a real bad dude. You know? And with the whole thing, with all of the violence and everything that's coming with the whole drill rap scene and all that, you got a lot of people that's distancing themselves from the actual genre. You know, you got what is the DJ Drewski? I think his name was Drewski. Said that he's not gonna be playing any more drill music. I think it was epidemic. I call him an epidemic. Academics said he's not gonna be he's not gonna be promoting any more drill music. So if you don't have the people promoting the actual genre, it's bound to take a hit. It's gonna take a hit. So when it takes a hit, you're gonna have eventually you're gonna eventually have less people trying to get into the genre if they know they're not gonna get backing, you know. But then if this is true about this rapper G Reaper, you know, it's like he's the super illest driller out there. You know what I mean? That he's just sliding. You know what I mean? Sliding is his life. You know what I mean? Sliding is his life. So if he come out and he start kicking all this crazy stuff that people actually tap into this genre for, are y'all gonna actually support? Are y'all gonna actually support? You know what I mean? If he start coming out and come to find out that he snuffed this person, he snuffed that person, are y'all gonna support the music? You know what I mean? If he's claiming he has all these bodies, right? He's claiming he has all these bodies. He has more bodies than all the rappers combined. That means anybody can get it. You know what I mean? He's definitely on some anybody can get it type time. You know what I mean? So what if you found out, you know what I mean, that G Reaper slid on grandma? You know what I mean? Here we go. Russia in the house. Russia in the house. Russia, you about to get up out of here. You got to get up out of here, Russia. Yeah, you got to get up out of here, Russia. You had to get Russia up out the building. You know what I mean? But as I was saying, if you found out this rapper, G Reaper, slid on grandma, is you still gonna rock to his music? If he put it in an intricate rhyme pattern, you know what I mean? I hit grandma, you know it's me, knocked her right up out of hosiery. You know, that type of that type of, you know what I mean? Would you find that fly? You know what I mean? Would you be able to rock with that? You know what I mean? It's cool. It's cool when, you know, they talking about each other's dead homies and stuff like that. You know, you even get they even get play in the club. People in the club dancing to it. You know what I mean? I mean, if that's what you call dancing. But anyway, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be what it's gonna be. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Talking about self-incrimination. You know what I mean? Self-incrimination, committing crime, getting on the record, straight telling on yourself. You know what I mean? And so wouldn't that mean that if you get on the record and you tell on yourself about a mission that you completed, that mean that you would have to slide on yourself, right? If somebody else snitched on you, you would be trying to slide on them. So if you snitch on yourself, that mean that you would have to slide. It would be only right that you slid on yourself, right? I guess there's exceptions. You know what I mean? There's an exception. You know, I don't understand it, but I don't understand a lot of stuff. I mean, I see the whole thing as this big old elaborate plan by the industry. It surprises me, right? It surprises me, and I'm actually shocked. I'm actually shocked of the fact that you had somebody like this DJ Drewski to actually stand up and say, "Look, I'm not going to promote this. I'm no longer going to promote this type of music," right? Yeah, I'm no longer going to promote this type of music, because he knows that he's going to take a hit. He's going to take a hit because it's going to interfere with his booking. Give me a second. I thought I saw G Reaper peeping through the window. I want him to slide on me. That wasn't supposed to happen. But anyway, like I say, the DJ who say he's not going to play this, he's not going to support it. Let's see who else fall in line. Because at this point, the industry is taking cold advantage of these young people because it is apparent. It's apparent that the music is having the effect that it is, that was being talked about in the music. It's not staying. This stuff is not just staying on wax. It's not staying on wax. It's not just being music. That people are actually ending up out of here. You know what I mean? Behind what's being said in these songs. But yet, you'll have these labels, you'll have these execs that encourage it. You know what I mean? Knowing that, go ahead and push this person to say the most outlandish things, knowing that I'm gonna give you 10 minutes of fame before you get that bullet in your brain. You know what I mean? And then when you get that, whatever music that I got that you recorded, I'm gonna package it and I'm gonna sell it, and I'm gonna step. I'm gonna be the big stepper. The only big stepper in this play is the industry, because they're gonna be the ones stepping off with the bag. You know what I mean? Wow, main man is laid up in that bag. You know what I mean? Either in the bag or behind the wall, because he didn't slid on somebody for saying something about one of his people. You feel me? Bike life, what's happening, baby? I ain't seen you for a minute, man. I had to. I was just in the last joint. I was like, if you was out there, I hope you safe. It's crazy. It's crazy right now. Yeah, but like I was saying, the ones that make off with their bag be them execs. It's funny how these kids get out there and do all this, knowing what the outcome going to be. But yet, I mean, I can understand it to a degree. I can truly understand it, because when you in a sense a desperation, because that's what most of the people that actually grow up in the inner city, stuff like that, they in a sense of a desperation. You know what I mean? You don't have, you know what I mean, the type of things that you may want, feel as though, you know what I mean, Okay. And well wishes to you, brother. Well wishes to you. Yeah, I already know how that is. I definitely know how that is. I done had that before. That one ain't no joke. Yeah, these dudes, just for a couple dollars. And it's crazy because of the most of them that end up out of here, they leave here, and most of them don't even really get a real bag. They get a couple dollars, they get a chain, they get a chain, a couple pair of jeans, a couple pair of sneaks. You know what I mean? They get the chain. They ain't even get the whole wrapper package. They ain't even get the whip and the chain. They just got the chain. You know what I mean? They didn't even get the whip. You know what I mean? And end up with a million years, or a box. You know what I mean? End up with a million years or a box for 10 minutes of fame. You know what I mean? You don't have to be the sharpest tool in the actual shed to realize that you get 100 years. Nobody's gonna troop 100 years out with you. Nobody's gonna troop 100 years out with you. You know what I mean? The little baddie you think you got right now, she probably gonna step before you even get that number. She gonna probably step before you even get the number. But once you get that number, you know what I mean? You're gonna see them phone calls gonna start getting answered less and less. You know what I mean? Less and less. And then she gonna be the one that slide and probably with one of your so-called ops to get that bundle, to keep that bundle. You know what I mean? To make sure she can keep that bundle. You know what I mean? That's how the game played. And even the ones that so-called ride or die, even the ones that wanna rock with you, the money orders is gonna start slowing up eventually. And it might not be the fact that they don't want to hold you down. It's just the fact that other people got other things going on. Everybody got their own thing going on. And right now, it ain't easy out here for nobody. You know what I mean? So eventually, you're gonna find out that if you can't live off the land, you catch 100 years and you can't live off the land, you're gonna be in a bad situation. I'm just saying, who else gonna push the narrative? Who else gonna push the narrative? I mean, how many of them got to get boxed up? How many of them got to get boxed up before somebody start calling the industry out? Calling the industry out for the dirty games they be playing, man, with these kids, man. Because they're basically kids. That's what they are. I mean, they're basically kids. You know what I mean? They don't know no better. They don't know no better. So you give it barely out of school. Half of them don't barely know how to count. Like I say, they get the chain, a couple outfits, you know what I mean? They feel like they lit. They lit. You know what I mean? So they ain't thinking about the next day. They don't even think about the next day. I'm gonna talk about this. I'm gonna talk about that person. I'm gonna say this, like I'm saying, and they'll have them people pushing them. Yo, say this. Like I said, you say the most outlandish thing that you can think of, the illest thing you can think of, the illest, most disrespectful thing you can think of. Oh, yo, put that one out. Put that one out. Knowing good and well that if somebody says something like that to you, how you gonna feel about it and how you might want to react. But just the fact that, oh, I can get some paper off him. It's all about the setup. It's all about the setup. The industry playing chess while the young boys barely learning how to play checkers. You know what I mean? Young boys barely knowing how to play checkers. You know what I mean? And the industry is playing chess with them. You know what I mean? I'm just a little vexed. When you see the same thing happening, and people ain't even reaching 20, you know what I mean? When you see people not even reaching 20, that's great. I mean, and don't even care. You know what I mean? When you get to the point where as though you don't even care, you feel like you know what I mean? Whatever. It's a problem. It's a real problem. You know what I mean? But ain't nobody saying nothing. You know what I mean? Nobody saying nothing. You know, how many people gonna say, when somebody gonna eventually say, all right, that's enough of that? When somebody gonna eventually say, all right, that's enough of that? So, you know what I mean? It's enough bodies. It's enough bodies came with this. Let's move on to the next wave. You know what I mean? Because just like that wave got created, the next wave will be created. Waves come and waves go. But we the only was crazy that we got the number one music genre in the world. In the world, Craig. In the world, Craig. You know what I mean? And we kill each other. We kill each other trying to climb the ladder. You know what I mean? We are the industry. We are the music industry. You got other genres that try to incorporate hip hop in their musics to push their, you know what I mean, music. But yet we kill each other. Imagine imagine waking up tomorrow and see on the news that Garth Brooks Garth Brooks slid on Billy Ray Cyrus. You know what I mean? Garth Brooks spent the bend on Billy Ray Cyrus. You know what I mean? for talking crazy about his pickup truck. You know what I mean? He spent the bin on him for talking crazy about his pickup truck. You know what I mean? That would make worldwide news. That would make worldwide news. But every day, every other day, these little so-called drill rappers popping each other tops. Popping each other tops like it's a soda. You know what I mean? But it ain't nothing. It's nothing. You know what I mean? It's nothing. All right, he gone. Get the next one. Get the next one up. Next one up. You know what I mean? Who next? You know what I mean? Who next? The next one up. You ready? You ready? You ready to get in the game? You ready? What type of disrespectful stuff you gonna spit? What? Tell him how you gonna kill his grandmother. Tell him how you gonna kill granddad. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, go do it first. Go do it first. Then come back and make the song. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anybody can get it. You know what I mean? Anybody can get it. Go do it. Come back. And then we're gonna record the song and we're gonna put it out tomorrow. You know what I mean? Get you a couple shows. Get you a couple shows before them people come and get you. You know what I mean? For telling on yourself. And no, you ain't gonna get no bail. You know what I mean? You just gonna have a little commissary money, you know what I mean, to hold you over but that's only gonna carry you until you get to your preliminary. You know what I mean? The rest of your time, don't worry about it. We get to that later. You know what I mean? Don't even worry about it. You know what I mean? You'll figure it out. This shit crazy. This shit is really crazy. I mean, somebody tell me, what rappers actually caught a bag? What rapper actually caught a bag? What rapper that actually, other than Dolph, with the exception of rappers like Dolph and Nipsey, rappers that actually had a few years in the game. You know what I mean? But as far as newcomers in the game, when they get their top popped off, the following week, ain't no money. You know what I mean? Family ain't got no money. Most of them probably ain't got no life insurance. You know what I mean? Ain't got no life insurance. And like I said, a little bit of music they had, whatever record company they was tied to, going straight pull the Vaseline out. They going to straight pull the Vaseline out. You know what I mean? And give it to the family from the back. You know what I mean? Straight give it to the family from the back. Knowing straight up, oh, well, he got what? He got 150 songs. He got 150 songs recorded. Look, give us that music. Give us that music. You know what I mean? Exactly. You know what I mean? Give us the music. We're gonna put a good album together. And you know what I mean? As a matter of fact, sign this paper. Sign this paper right here. Sign this paper first. You know what I mean? Sign this paper. You know what I mean? What does this stuff mean? Don't worry about it. It's just words. Don't worry about that. It's just words. Go, just sign it. You know what I mean? It's just words. You know what I mean? Don't even worry about that. You know what I mean? We're gonna get this album out. You know what I mean? Here go 2,500. Here go 2,500. Go ahead, get you something nice. Get you something nice. They put the album out a month later and sell 100,000 copies. You know what I mean? Family asking about where the money at. Oh no, you didn't read the contract. You didn't read. We had to we had to put up money for this and that and the third and this and that. But you might see something. You might see something in 25 years when the rights to all this go back to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's when you get yours. Oh, what you say? You 65 now? Oh, well, I guess you won't get yours, huh? You better wake up with a capital W. I'm trying to figure it out. The only thing they got to do, you know what I mean? But I guess there's such a separation. I can understand it because there's such a separation. We we just hardly united anyway. So when it comes about making some money and something like that, that gap gets wider. You know what I mean? But somebody had to step in and say, look, we gotta leave that alone. I mean, as far as getting wiser about the business, yeah, they getting a little. You got some of them that's getting a little business savvy and handling their business a little better. But then you got some of them that still assign a $5,000 contract. that assign a $5,000 contract, nigga. Nigga, you can make 5,000 at McDonald's. You gonna sign your life away. You gonna sign your life away for some burgers and some fries. For 5 months of burgers and fries. Cause that's all that buy. For 5 stacks. And then they gonna tax you. They're gonna tax you on that. They're gonna give you 5,000, and then your manager gonna say, oh, I need 20% of that. I need 20% of that. So now that 5 turn to 4. And then if somebody say pay some taxes, you're gonna pay them regardless, because anybody that give you 5,000, give you a check, bust you a check for 5,000, they're gonna put it in their taxes. So it's gonna trickle down to you. So that's gonna bust you down to 3. You can't, so that's enough for you to buy the lookalike, you know what I mean? The fake iced out Cuban. You know what I mean? Ain't nowhere in the world. I ain't gonna say, I was getting ready to say who be raising these people. But who knows who be raising them? Because the crazy thing is, you got some of them, you got a lot of them A lot of them be yeah, a lot of them be being raised by people that actually got good jobs and shit, man. That actually got good jobs, but just be on some rebellious type. Just be on some rebellious type. No, I gotta follow these. Just look at the next time you see and the big boys. This is a whole big old elaborate, man. It's a big old party, a big old party at our expense. Because they didn't brought in Rico. They didn't brought the boy Rico in. They didn't brought Rico in the party. You know what I mean? They didn't brought Rico in the party. You know what I mean? And started giving rappers Rico charges. And for the life of me, I can't figure out how they pulled this off. I cannot figure how they pulled this off like a dizzy broad drawers. You know what I mean? They actually pulled this whole Rico thing off like a dizzy broad drawers. You know what I mean? The whole the Rico charges is for organized crime. And as you can see, when they start telling you what these youngins then did, the stuff that they done did, it's clear as day to see that there's no organization. There's nothing organized about what they did. So how the hell did you give them a charge that's supposed to be for organized crime? And they're getting away with it. And they're getting away with it. They pulling, like I say, they pulling it off. You know what I mean? They pulling it off. Then you see constantly, especially like in New York, they keep, how many times they didn't paraded these young boys across the screen? Oh, they didn't knocked off this gang, that gang. Then you see the pictures of these dudes, man. You see the pictures of these dudes, and it be, you can't help but feel. I don't know about nobody else, but I can't help but feel sorry for them, because a lot of them are being there, and you be looking at them like, man, he wasn't doing nothing. He got caught up. You know what I mean? He got caught up. He just got twisted. You know what I mean? He just got twisted. You know what I mean? Not knowing that just being on the phone, you know what I mean? Just being on the phone can get you tied up. Get you tied up with Rico. You know what I mean? Just being on the phone can get you get you a call from Rico. You know what I mean? Being on the phone, yeah, yo, yeah, I know about it. Yeah, you complicit. And then that's another thing I don't understand. If they could use Rico charges on these young boys, as far as they say so-called gang activity, right? Why don't they trickle all the way up the ladder? Because the only thing they had to say when you tied into a conspiracy is that you had knowledge of. Just the fact that you had knowledge of makes you complicit, right? The fact that you had, yeah, absolutely. The fact that you had knowledge of the crime or whatever makes you complicit. In other words, makes you guilty. You ain't bust no gun. You ain't, you know what I mean? You ain't did no hand to hand. You just knew about it. You just knew. You just knew. You knew and you blew. You know what I mean? So if that's the case, why don't that whole thing trickle up to the big wigs? All right. Why don't it trickle up to the big wigs? When you got the people that's in the office, you know what I mean, knowing about this and that and this and that. They know this when he on the record, screaming out sets, when he's calling out his sets and throwing up signs and stuff in the videos, then that means that the people, you know what I mean, in the offices, they know what that is. They know what all the finger stuff is. They know, you know what I mean, what those letters and stuff is. They know what blood is. They know what crip is. They know, you know what I mean. So if you know this person is involved in this, that makes you complicit. So why ain't you in that lineup with them? Why you ain't in the lineup with them? Watch the play. You got to start watching the play, man. Got to pay attention to the play. People be so in a rush to talk about stuff, and a lot of times talk about stuff that they don't even know about. But just the being able to talk that makes somebody think that they know. You know what I mean? To make it seem like you privy to certain information or whatever, you ain't got a clue. But just tell people it's better to shut up. It's better to shut up and listen. You know what I mean? That's why you got two ears. That's why God gave you two ears and one freaking mouth. You know what I mean? That means that you're supposed to be doing way more listening than you're doing talking. But people don't understand that. People don't understand it. I can't. And then I mean, I'm trying to wrap my head around this whole thing about how when has it been cool to break law, whereas though everybody know you when you basically showing the world that you breaking the law. Motherfucker will do a crime, break law, knowing they on camera, and then had the nerve to say there's somebody telling on you when you know you're on camera. How the hell is that? In each city, you probably can't walk 2 blocks without being caught on a city camera. On a city camera. And that don't even include the doorbell cameras. You know what I mean? You can imagine how many people got those Ring cameras, the Ring doorbell cameras. You know what I mean? You are constantly on camera. You are constantly on camera. I don't give a frick who. You're constantly on somebody's camera. So that should be enough for a person. I mean, a goddamn broken clock is a broken clock is right twice a day. So a stupid person should be privy to at least 2 intelligent thoughts a day. You know what I mean? Should at least have two, at least two intelligent thoughts a day. You know what I mean? You should be, I don't care, you could be as dumb as a brick. You could be dumb as a brick. But you could at least be smart as a broken clock. You know what I mean? So if you know that you constantly being watched, it'll tell you that, well, damn, this game is flawed. You know what I mean? This game is flawed. It's time to come up on another hustle. You know what I mean? It's time to come up on another hustle. Or it's time for me to revamp the hustle. You know what I mean? Or do better homework. Or do my homework better. I don't get it. I don't get it. But what's going to happen? I say eventually it's going to fade to black. It's going to fade to black. It's all by design. All by design. What a person will tell you, right? What a person will tell you is the quickest way to get rid of somebody is take away the head. They'll tell you to take away the head and the body will fall, right? But when you're talking about a group, what's the easiest way to get rid of a group of people? You take away the young. You take away the young. You take away the young. You know what I mean? Because those are the ones that actually carry on. You know what I mean? Those are the ones that reproduce and carry on. You know what I mean? Keep the thing going. But if you get rid of them, the older ones is going to die off. So you can lead the head and take the feet. You know what I mean? Lead the head and take the feet. You know what I mean? Take the movement. You know what I mean? You got no feet, you ain't moving anyway. You know what I mean? Who you stepping on? Who you stepping on without no feet? Ain't no movement without no feet. People don't get it. I talk to a person, I say, don't be surprised for the next 1,000 years. It'd be no reference. It'd be no reference to us. No, we can't go extinct. We can't go extinct. How the hell can't we? The dinosaurs did. The dinosaurs went extinct. Shit, you got species that go extinct every day. Every day, different types of species go extinct. And we losing the ones that's supposed to reproduce and carry on. We losing them. Because I'm gonna tell you like this. I ain't got it in me. I ain't got it in me to be making no more babies. You know what I mean? I got grown kids. Well, I ain't got kids. I got growns. I got grown ups. I can't be making no babies. I ain't got it in me. I'm kitted out. Think about it. You got a big old percentage of them on the other side of the wall. Got them down in the street all day. But you won't hear about the mortality rate. I mean, they put on TV, put the numbers up there, so-called murder rate or whatever. But they won't tell you that our rate of reproduction is down, or how the rate of reproduction is down over the years. They ain't gonna tell you that. They ain't gonna give you that. I say it ain't gonna happen tomorrow. It's gonna take some time before it happens, but it's gonna happen. I mean, if nothing changed anyway. I tell people, I say, damn, what the hell I say? That's what happens when you get old. I think gray hair do that. I said something. It'll come back. So what the fuck I say? I said something though. Oh, and I said, and I start doing this whole thing. And I start messing around with YouTube, and I started making videos, stuff like that. I would throw them up on my Facebook, and I would come on there and be talking, dropping jewels. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? And telling, putting ideas out there to try to curve, you know what I mean? Try to curve things. You know what I mean? Shit, you couldn't even get a month. You couldn't even pay a motherfucker to sit there and watch. Man, that video be too long. Motherfucker, you sit in the goddamn bar for 2-3 hours. Shit, it take you longer than that. You'll sip on one drink. For an hour. What the fuck you talking about? Damn video was 23 minutes. When you try to give somebody something, give you one to grow on. Let me give you one to grow on. I don't want to hear that. Who is you talk? Now this nigga. Now this is the motherfucker favorite shit. This is motherfucker favorite shit. Now this nigga think he's smart. Now this motherfucker think he's smart. I always been smart. I just was playing dumb. I just was acting dumb. The fuck? I was acting. You know I was an actor? Shit. The hell is wrong with people? Playing. I wasn't playing. I don't be playing. Like, who got time for playing? Like, like a like on some real. You know what I mean? That'd be just like half of the like younger dudes, right? And I see half of the younger dudes that pop up every time you turn around, you seeing somebody rest in peace or this person, you know what I mean? And a lot of them would be people that I know, people that I know. It'll be their kids, right? So how would I not feel some kind of way knowing that somebody, I mean, that I grew up with or whatever, you know what I mean, just lost a kid or something like that, knowing that they going through it or whatever. So I put something out there. I put something out there that I mean, it'd be the simplest thing. You know what I mean? It'd be the simplest thing. You got, like I say, when I said earlier, you got a lot of young people do things out of a sense of desperation or whatever, right? Now, now when I was coming up, even if say you ain't have your mother and your father in your life like that, you had grandma. You know what I mean? Grandma was dead. You know what I mean? But a lot of the younger people now, grandma gone, the mother and the father. You got some cases where the mother and the father gone. So the only family they got is aunts, uncles. You know what I mean? And they got their own family, so they really don't want to be, you know what I mean, mixed in with some extra shit. You know what I mean? Even though family is family, and at the end of the day, you know what I mean, that's all we got. So if I put out something and I say, all right, if you got a cousin, let's make a long story short. If you got all this crime, you got all these bodies, right? People that's committing these murders, right? They ain't get here by themselves. You know what I mean? They got family. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Motherfucker it might be your cousin, it might be your son, it might be your nephew. You know what I mean? If you know that they out there like that and they living that life, you know eventually that it's liable to land on your doorstep. So if you saying something to them, you know what I mean, just talking to them, man, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised just how many people out here that do the stupidest, you know what I mean, just do the stupidest stuff, you know what I mean, just out of a sense, that they feel like don't nobody, you know what I mean, don't nobody care nothing about them. You know what I mean? I say shit. Call your nephew. Call your cousin. Call that cousin that you know out there. You know what I mean? That's out there running wild. You know what I mean? Putting it in, putting that pain in. You know what I mean? Call them. You know what I mean? And let them know you was thinking about them. You know what I mean? Let them know that, you know what I mean, that he got somebody in his corner. Man, you'd be surprised when motherfuckers found out, damn, I ain't thinking, you know what I mean? You'd be surprised. Motherfuckers think they out there by themselves. I ain't got nothing, so fuck I care about the next person. You know what I mean? If I, you know what I mean? But then you got a lot of people that just on the strength that, oh, I don't want to say nothing to this person because just on the simple fact that if I say something out of the way to them, next time I might need something. Next time I might need something, they might tell me no. You know what I mean? So it becomes a selfish act. You know what I mean? It becomes a whole selfish act, whereas though you thinking about yourself more so than the well-being of that person. You know what I mean? But then when you say things like that to people, you know, it makes the person think like, well, damn, you know what I mean? That make them feel like, well, damn, I ain't right. You know what I mean? Damn, I ain't even right. You know what I mean? And then if I do it, if I do what he said, then that just legitimizes the fact that I ain't right. You know what I mean? So, nah, I ain't doing that because you know what I mean? Shit, it comes a point in time when we all ain't right. We all can't be right all the freaking time. But shit, but if you can't fuck around and stand up for somebody that you call family, that's your family, then you shouldn't even be able to stand up. You know what I mean? You shouldn't even be able to stand up at all. You shouldn't even have legs. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, if you can't stand up for your family, John Hopkins need legs. John Hopkins need leg donors. If you can't stand up for your family, go donate your legs. And they'll give you one of those broken wheelchairs, the ones without the battery joints in them, where you gotta use your arms to push them. You don't deserve legs. You only need legs if you don't have a problem for standing up for something. I said, like right around Father's Day, right? And this is a crazy thing. Right around Father's Day, I put a video out. All right, I did a video. Like, damn. All right. No dead daddies, but all right, Father's Day. Let's try to go a whole day. You know what I mean? Whereas though no fathers get shot, no fathers get killed on Father's Day. right? And I put it out there. And it's crazy. And I ain't even think about it, right? Father's Day came, and it was like a couple days later, and I ain't even paying no mind and shit. And I was like, let me just see how many shootings it was. You know what I mean? Father's Day, right? And I pulled a joint up on the internet, and not one. Well, I can't say far as the internet went, I couldn't find not one reported shooting. Wasn't no murders that day. I couldn't even find a reported shooting for that day. And I actually, after I pulled it up, I actually went on my Facebook joint and put a live up there. I put a live up there. And I'm like, oh, that's some big shit right there. I was like, that's big. I was like, you cross paths with one of them young dudes or whatever today. You know what I mean? Salute them. You know what I mean? Salute them because they did that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's a few days out of the year. It's a few days out of the year that if you really want to catch a person slipping, and like I say, it's a few days out of the year. If you really want to catch a person slipping, it's a few days out of the year where you liable to catch them. And Father's Day is actually one of those days. You know what I mean? Father's Day is actually one of those days. So if now I just put it out there. I don't know what got into people's heads or whatever to make it happen like that. But I was just saying, if you just showed the world that if you really wanted to, regardless of what was going on, right? Regardless of what was going on, what type of beef, what type of disagreements, whatever, you know what I mean, was going on. If you really don't want to do no harm to nobody, you ain't got to do it. You know what I mean? You ain't got to do it. You know what I mean? Because if you put them down, for that one day, you can put them down the next day. You can put them down. Now, don't get me. And I ain't no fool. I ain't a fool by a long shot. You know what I mean? I ain't a fool by a long shot. Because there comes times. There will come times. You know what I mean? And there will be instances. You know what I mean? When what happens has to happen. You know what I mean? But I'm more so speaking on what one would call senseless, you know what I mean? Senseless violence. Whereas though stuff that go there that didn't have to actually go there. You know what I mean? Whereas though something that could have actually been talked out. You know what I mean? Where two people could have came together like men. You know what I mean? And actually talked to one another and worked it out and came to some kind of, you know what I mean, resolution. You know what I mean? Whereas though a motherfucker ain't had to bust their gun. You know what I mean? Felt as though they had to bust their gun. Because I can tell you, at least 4 times out of 10, once a motherfucker do that shit or whatever, when a nigga book and sitting there with that time, a nigga say to themselves, man, I ain't even had to do that shit. You know what I mean? I ain't even had to do that. I ain't even had to go that. You know what I mean? But it's the whole thing that a lot of times people don't give themselves a chance to think about stuff, and then I don't like I say, I get it. It be instances sometimes where it be a thing where, look, I can't just lay on this one. I just can't lay on this one because it's not going to end good for me. You know what I mean? I mean, like I say, it's going to be times where as though what gotta happen. But then there's a lot of times where as though it's things that don't even have to go to that extent, but it do for the stupidest reason, and that's the whole thing we got to get away from. You know what I mean? And I be telling people, I ain't against nobody getting no money because you can't tell nobody not to feed themselves, not to shelter themselves, not to take care of their family. You know what I mean? No, you know what I mean? I wouldn't even expect nobody, you know what I mean, to carry it like that. But it's the, you know what I mean? It's two kinds of, I say it's two kinds of violence. I see two kinds of violence. It's necessary. You have necessary violence, and then you have unnecessary violence. You know what I mean? And a lot of the time you have unnecessary violence. You know what I mean? And truth be told, that's when, especially if you the type of person that you supposed to be getting money, you should know that you can't beef and get money at the same time. They don't go hand in hand. They don't go hand in hand. You know what I mean? If a person look at it, that them people don't even half the time, them people don't even worry about a person getting a dollar, getting to a bag. They don't worry about that. They don't worry about that like that. You know what I mean? Only time they even press an issue is when the bodies come. You know what I mean? It's when the bodies come. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you can leave them bodies out of that equation, you know what I mean? Nobody care about you getting no money. Nobody care about you getting no money. But when you make it a problem for the average person to walk safely to the store or run their errands, you know what I mean, without them being in jeopardy because of stuff like that popping off, that's when it becomes a problem. If you can operate without that, you can get your money all day. And that's why back in the day, people ain't had no money. Back in the day, you had it was a level of respect. It was a level of respect that you don't find now where man, remember the older people, you could be running from them people. older people will open their door and tell you to go in the house, run through their house. You know what I mean? So you can get away and would know what you was doing. Would know what you was doing. But but stuff like that happened because it was a level of respect. You know what I mean? They didn't have to worry about nothing happening while they sitting on their steps. They ain't had to worry about nobody coming through there shooting or nothing while they sitting on the steps. The kids could ride up and down the street on their bikes and they ain't had to worry about nothing. You know what I mean? And nowadays, it's just, you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I say, but if you can bring that back, if you and that respect thing, that went with that kept that the whole sense of community. That's what community was. Community was nothing but respect. The word community is just another word for respect. And when people lost that, wasn't no sense of community. You lost the community, you lose respect. Shit. Like now, people say, anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. I mean, that's crazy. That's the craziest thing I ever heard in my life. Craziest thing I ever heard in my life. You know what I mean? Anybody can get it. No. No. You know what I mean? Shouldn't no freaking kids be getting caught in no crossfire or nothing? Shouldn't no women be getting popped? You know what I mean? No. Anybody is not supposed to get it. You know what I mean? Anybody is not supposed to get it. But the game just got messed up. Somewhere down the line, the game was just being handed down. The game was being handed down, but it wasn't being handed down with the manual. It was just being handed down. You hand the game down and just say, go ahead, freestyle. I left the man. I don't know where the manual was. Just go ahead and freestyle. Can't expect a person to do the job if you don't teach them, if they're not properly taught. It's funny. I tell people, and I talk to certain people, certain younger people, especially when people get to talking crazy about that whole anybody can get it type thing. You know what I mean? And I tell them, I was like, I tell them about how things was back in the day. You know what I mean? I say, especially as far as children, as far as kids. Couldn't no kid, if a kid caught a stray back in the day, whoever was responsible for that would have had to turn themselves in. Would have had to turn themselves in for that. Would have had to turn themselves. It wouldn't have been no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They would have had to turn themselves in. If not, if not, you know what I mean? It would have been what it would have been. But that's why you didn't have stuff like that happen. You ain't had stuff like that. Wasn't no women, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. Definitely, you were definitely out of pocket. You know what I mean? If you violated the elderly, if you violated elderly, man. Now, I don't know, man. But then, like I say, a lot of, but see, some people you can't, you know what I mean? You know, if you say it's upsetting, you know what I mean? It's enough to upset a person, but you get to a point that where as though sometimes you can't even be mad at them because you don't know if they was even given that, you know what I mean, information. If they don't, you got a lot of people that don't know no better. That actually don't know no better. You know what I mean? That actually don't know no better. That don't know that is a straight up violation. You know what I mean? But then when you ain't got nobody to, man. Look, I had an argument with somebody, right? I had an argument. I had an argument with somebody actually about dudes riding dirt bikes, right? Actually, dudes riding dirt bikes. And he was like, I don't understand how, dude, they just ride dirt bikes around the city and this, that, and the third in their own neighborhoods and this, that, and the third. So I say, well, sometimes, you know what I mean? Here we go. I'm being trolled. You know what I mean? If that's what a person is good at, nobody wants to be forgotten, right? Nobody wants to be forgotten. So if that's what you're good at, or you feel as though that's the only thing that you're good at, you want to be remembered for something. Now his main thing was, well, why they ride the bikes on the street? I say, where are the people that know these people at? They ride the bikes in their neighborhood because who see them? The people in their neighborhoods are the ones that actually see them. I say, you want to do something, I say, you got a problem with it? That's why I shut them up, right? I say, if you really got a problem with it and you really want to know the answer, I say next time you see one of them, I said, next time you see one of them, stop them and ask them. I say, stop them and ask them. And that's what I say. I say that's one of the things that they can do where it don't matter what side of town you from. You will see people from east, west, South Baltimore, riding in the pack all around the city. You know what I mean? And I'm saying, you seeing people, I say now, you type of person that got a bag. You know what I mean? You got a bag. You know what I mean? Got a bag, right? Got a bag, but yet you got the means to actually mentor, to actually successfully mentor, right? I said you got a lot of them brothers. You got a lot of them brothers that actually don't even realize that they are actually using physics. You know what I mean? They are actually using physics when it comes to doing them freaking tricks. You know what I mean? When it comes to doing them tricks on them bikes, man. Holding that joint up 12 o'clock. You know what I mean? You doing math and don't even know it. You doing math and you don't even know it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So if you got a bag and you see this is what, you know what I mean, something that you can do that the average person can't do, start mentoring. You know what I mean? You got access to other people with a bag. Do something and start a sponsorship or something and do something where so they can make a bag. You know what I mean? But you'll sit there and let somebody like a what's the goddamn thing? Red Bull and Monster and stuff like that. Give them the sponsorships. You know what I mean? When you could do the same thing, you sitting there with an engineering degree, you can help them build a better bike. You know what I mean? You can help him build his own line of bikes. But to sit there and ask a question as to why. I was always taught if you shouldn't ask a question or not ask a question, but you shouldn't try to degrade something unless you got a solution. You know what I mean? You shouldn't try to degrade something unless you got a better solution to it. You know what I mean? Don't talk about a problem unless you got a solution. You know what I mean? But just talking for the sake of hearing yourself talk, you could have did that without opening your mouth. You could have heard yourself talk without opening your mouth. You could have said it in your head. You know what I mean? Say that shit in your head. You know what I mean? I mean, say this shit just say this shit in your head. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I mean, I say, I'm supposed to get it. I be sitting here. I'm trying to get my ducks in a row. Trying to get my ducks in a row. You know what I mean? So I start doing these segments and putting these joints together, getting these lining these people up that I'm supposed to do interviews and stuff with. You know what I mean? And see then I guess once I start interviewing different people, I could reach a few more people, you know what I mean, and actually get some of these thoughts out there. And then if I can get some of the people that my people say they can get from me, you know what I mean, you know what I mean, might have some real potential of getting something, you know what I mean, something showing up to happen. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the people that they deal with, they do mentoring and stuff like that and be getting grants and so on and so forth and stuff like that. I say people sit there and talk about problems that we got as a community, like somebody going to just fly in and save us. Ain't nobody going, this ain't goddamn this ain't Gotham City. This ain't Gotham City. You know what I mean? Superman and Batman is not going to bend the corner. You know what I mean? And save shit. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody coming up in here and saving nothing. You know what I mean? Nobody going to save us but us. And that's factual. That's actual and factual. But see, in order for us to actually turn all that around, we gotta first admit to the part that we played and messing that up. we gotta admit to the part we played and messing it up, right? You know what I mean? I've been doing that ever since I started playing around on YouTube. Like I say, we ain't bad. When we start messing around in them streets back in the day, we couldn't even envision, man, that that the hood would have ended up like this. I mean, that it would have had that type of effect. You know what I mean? That people would have lost their minds like that. You know what I mean? We was just thinking about getting you know what I mean? Getting a couple of dollars, doing us. You know what I mean? We ain't think we was gonna be straight up tearing households apart. You know what I mean? Screwing people whole, man. I think about, you know what I mean, just, you know what I mean, and like one of my videos, I was thinking about something, and I was like, cause shit, be on the block back in the day, and you had somebody come through there with a freaking video game. You know what I mean? Come through there, yo, give me such and such. Yo, can I get such and such for? You know what I mean? And the motherfucker probably bought it. You know what I mean? And the motherfucker probably bought it. You know what I mean? But it ain't dawned on me till like a couple years ago. I was like, damn. Now what if the only thing that person child had, you know what I mean, that kept them occupied was that video game that his mother or father came out there and sold to a nigga. You know what I mean? What happened? What happened to that boy? What happened to that little boy? You know what I mean? Once his time wasn't occupied by that game. You know what I mean? Now he wasn't in the house no more. You know what I mean? Now he wasn't in the house no more. Now he was in the streets because, you know what I mean, he had nothing to keep him in the house. You know what I mean? Once he came out in the streets, what did he get into? You know what I mean? What did he get into? You know what I mean? See, because I gotta I don't know. I guess I think I missed that whole lead train. I think I missed the whole lead train. You know what I mean? I missed the whole lead train. You know what I mean? Because I got an overactive, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's sure enough, you know what I mean? That sure enough messed with me, man. That sure enough messed with me. You know what I mean? Because I was like, you know, that like just like you just said. Now I'm quite sure it was other people just like you. You know what I mean? Whereas though you got people that came out and got in them streets and got turned out by them streets, and you know what I mean? Got more bodies, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Simply because they got introduced to the streets. And I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? And it kind of, you know what I mean? And that whole thing messing with them, like, we you know what I mean? We gotta, you know what I mean, actually apologize. You know what I mean? We got a lot of apologizing to do, but not just apologizing. We got a lot of making up. We got a lot of making up to do. You know what I mean? We got a lot of work to do. We got penance. You know what I mean? We got a lot of penance. You know what I mean? We got to put in. You know what I mean? To even out them scales. You know what I mean? To balance them scales. You know what I mean? So I don't know. People don't think like that. I'm not even gonna say people don't think like that. They do, but a lot of people they don't like to admit their own wrongdoing. So as opposed to saying, "Oh, I'm wrong. I was wrong when I did this. I did that." You know what I mean? They'll just stay quiet and won't say jack. You know what I mean? Because if I say I'm wrong, then that means I should do something to right the wrong, and I ain't for all that. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna just sit over here and not say nothing. You know what I mean? But I will jump. I will jump on the joint. I'll jump on every social media that's out there when, you know what I mean, when the craziness when that craziness out there hits my doorstep. You know what I mean? I'll go on Facebook. I'll go on uh 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 I go on Instagram, Twitter. You know what I mean? Oh, I just lost this person. I lost this person, that person. You know what I mean? But just think, when somebody say, "Oh, try this, try this." You know what I mean? Try doing this. Maybe it might change a person's, you know what I mean, way of thinking. No, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. You know what I mean? It might not just be, you know what I mean, the other person. It don't have to always be the other person. You know what I mean? It don't have to always be the other person. Because eventually we all get a turn. And that's one thing for sure, two things for certain. That we all get a turn. You know what I mean? We all get a turn. So it might be me today. It might be you tomorrow. You know what I mean? So it ain't just, you know what I mean? It, it just is what it is. You know what I mean? But if we don't we don't it's a big thing. You know what I'm the thing, I'll be tripping, right? I'll be tripping. Because it's crazy how it's really crazy that I guarantee you, if I was to go start acting crazy, right? If I was to start go acting crazy, I would have I would have 10 people by tomorrow. I would have at least 10 people by this time tomorrow speaking my name to somebody's speaking my name to somebody else, saying, no, he did this, he wilding out. But let me let me try to do something. Let me try to be doing something positive in nature. Motherfucker tell me, motherfucker, the same stupid shit like he think he the shit. How the fuck? What the fuck? You absolutely right. You absolutely fucking right. You're not absolutely right. You absolutely fucking right. Shit. If I don't think it, how the hell you not gonna think it? You know what I mean? It's crazy. Hey, right. I actually had it's crazy. My fucking car is almost 20 years old. My car is almost 20 fucking years old, right? And that's only because I don't feel the need to go get another one. I ain't got 110,000 miles on my car. I don't need another one. You know what I mean? I don't need a freaking another one. I don't even drive like that. But I actually had somebody say to me, you be thinking you be driving like you got a Rolls Royce. Right? This motherfucker say, he say you be in that joint, like you in a Rolls Royce, right? You know what I mean? And I had to stop. Right? I had to say, you know what I mean? But I could be a sarcastic bastard, right? I love that shit. You know what I mean? I love that shit. I love being a sarcastic bastard, right? So when he said it, you drive? Would you drive a you drive an Altima? Would you drive an Altima? I was like, nah, it's an Avalon, right? I was like, it's an Avalon. I was like, I'm like, what you drive? I'm like, what you drive? Right? Knowing the motherfucker don't drive nothing, right? What you drive? Now motherfucker can't say nothing. Now you sitting there looking dumbfounded as a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Because you was trying to be smart. You know what I mean? Now you was trying to be smart, but just ended up looking stupid as a motherfucker. You feel me? I ain't even with it. I ain't even with it. Hey, if it's working, if it ain't broke, I ain't trying to fix it. You know what I mean? If it ain't broke, I ain't trying to fix it. You feel me? Hey, man, shit. Shit be crazy, man. I be like, man, motherfuckers is crazy, and that's just a person showing they hate. You know what I mean? And I be like, that just let a motherfucker know that just the fact that I'm doing something different, you know what I mean? That it hurt a motherfucker. It hurt a motherfucker. You know what I mean? When the motherfucker's not, you know what I mean? When the motherfucker cannot predict your next move, can't call your next move, oh, that shit hurt. When you totally go against something that somebody got, you know what I mean, got you pegged as doing. I don't get it. I don't even want no goddamn electric car. I just something about them. And then you can't, it's just, it's a money pit. You can't get it certain motherfuckers. It's like fucking Tesla. You can't have them worked on by independent motherfuckers. You gotta take them back to Tesla. And in order to have them worked on, and then they pushing for electric. They pushing for electric, but those batteries, what they gonna do with the batteries when all the cars, I mean, the batteries go messed up in them. They say they bury whatever they do with the batteries or some shit. It's fucking the ground up. It said it's gonna end up fucking the ground up. The dirt and all that shit. They say the emissions from the gas messing the ozone layer up, but the batteries is gonna fuck up the ground, whereas though it's gonna be make it, I mean, hard for the grow shit. I said it always be something. It's always gonna be something. One way or another. We can't get you one way, we get you another way. Shit, I don't even halfway drive. I don't even fucking like driving. All my goddamn kids drive, so I'll be glad when I ain't gotta drive no more. I can't halfway fucking see now. Don't like wearing glasses. That make a lot of sense. Wife be always hollering. Wife always hollering. Where your glasses at? In my pocket. In my pocket. Hey, man. When I get these joints lined up, I'm going to come on ahead. I'm going to talk about them first. Because a lot of them, Some of them gonna be video, but then I'm gonna have some of them come on the lives and shit, like on the panel tip, whereas though they'd be on a joint. All dudes that been incarcerated, but they doing big things now. I'm gonna line it up in the next week or two. I thought I was had it up there by now, but I ain't even gonna front. It been so crazy. It been so crazy, man. All this stuff that been going on around here. I don't know about nobody else, but that shit be having me depressed. I'm dead serious. You can't even. I don't even like going to no goddamn funeral home. They just come so damn fast. You ready to get the fuck up off the head. I'm glad you jumped in the joint though, bro. Cause I was damn sure looking for you like, damn, yo, you usually pop in. Yo, probably, yo, I mean, I don't know what's going on. Anybody that, I mean, support anything I got going on, I look at them as family for real, for real. So I be checking for them. I don't know. I'll probably be back up on this joint in a day or two. If not, something else come across the line, you already. The next day or two, man. Next day or two. I might get back on here tomorrow. I'll find something that piqued my interest. Matter of fact, I'm gonna jump back on tomorrow because I said I gotta get my rhythm back right so I can Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But no doubt. All right, Brody. I mean, safe out there, bro. Till the next time. Forget, great minds think alike. Everybody got greatness in them. You never know when somebody will come along and pull that greatness up out of you. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, share. It's your boy C Major. 2 in the air.